I'm Claire Robbins, I'm Senior Sister at Welshpool Hospital, and I'm sitting here with James Varty. Hi.
Hi.
Tell me what led you to acquiring treatment in Stoke back in January?
Well, in early January I had a seizure which came completely out of the blue. I've never had one before, and I was taken to A&E, and cutting quite a long story short, it took a few days for a diagnosis to be made, but they found a mass on my brain in the frontal lobe, right frontal lobe. So I was taken to Stoke for surgery to determine what that mass was, and fortunately it turned out to be an abscess. So I was then treated in Stoke for the abscess, which the treatment comprised of surgery, so 2 lots of surgery that I had, and also antibiotic treatment.
And the antibiotic treatment you had through a Hickman line,
that's right, yes. Yeah. So they started the antibiotics firstly through a cannula, but then after a few days they booked me into the theatre to have a Hickman line fitted as well.
Yeah.
And actually that was where problems kind of came into the fore then, when I was looking to be stepped down from Stoke to go home.
Yeah.
There was quite a few people in Stoke with similar conditions to me who were there sort of long term just because they needed antibiotics.
Yeah. And so how was it that your care was transferred from Stoke to nearer to home?
And they contacted yourself at Welshpool Hospital, and also the district nurse team, so Judith from the district nurses, just to look at what the options were. And as is the case in many areas of the UK actually, there's not community setups for Hickman lines to be used routinely. And certainly with Powys being as sparse as it is, it's not something that Powys have dealt with routinely. But I was really impressed actually, because through you and through Judith from the district nurse team, you looked at a creative way of managing that to be able to bring me back to close to home. Initially through starting at Welshpool Hospital, but then skilling up the district nurse team to be able to provide antibiotics for me at home. So I was moved back to Welshpool Hospital with that in mind, and the district nurse team came in when they were able to learn how to use the Hickman lines.
To get familiar with the antibiotics was the...
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting actually, in Stoke they said it's a very common scenario, but the way that Powys overcame it was quite unique really, because there was much bigger kind of conurbations that wouldn't have come with that solution really. For example, there was someone who lived very close to the hospital, and their local team in Stoke didn't do that treatment in people's homes, so they had to stay on the ward.
And with the young family, it was so important to get.
I was really grateful for that, because staying in Stoke, potentially for 6 to 8 weeks, not only would have taken up a specialist bed, but would have been a real drain for my family to travel up to Stoke, which is a good hour and a half from where we live. So the move back to Welshpool was the first phase, if you like, to train up the district nurses to support with the next stage then.
So how long were you with us in Welshpool? I forget.
I wasn't there long actually, which was a shame because I really enjoyed it.
Did we look after you too well?
Yes, no, I had some really nice kind of care there, and out of all of the 4 hospitals I stayed at, it was by far the best food in Welshpool. And from there I moved straight back home, which was good. So that kind of initial period in Welshpool gave enough time to kind of get things set up.
And by then you'd met a lot of the district nurses already.
Yes,
and then moved back home.
Yes, indeed.
Lovely. Well, it's really great to see you looking so well.
Yes, well, I'm sure the very positive experiences that I had and the support I had from the clinicians in Powys really helped to accelerate my recovery. Really.
That's really lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.